Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. God bless. Much love. Our bucket list has holes. Yay! Number one in tonight. Hello, PG and everyone. Much love to you all. Oh, that's beautiful. Prayer hands and purple hearts. Much, much love and prayers for everyone. God bless. Deputy. I ran in second tonight. Says hello, PG in chat. Hello, Deputy. How you doing tonight, hon? He's number two. Oh, and Granny D is number three. Peace and love to all. Oh, that's so sweet. God bless. God bless, Granny D. God bless you, hon. Okay. I'm trying to work my way to the bottom. Trying to get to the bottom of this. How you doing tonight, Paula? APG. Of love to you. God bless. God bless, hon. Much love to you. Little Dave says, hello, everyone. Much love. Much love to you, hon. Dirtmouth says, hey, PG and family. Much love to you all. Purple hearts. God bless. How's it going, Dirtmouth? How you doing tonight? Northern Wisconsin gal. Hello, PG and chat and mods. Much, much love. Much love to you. Much love to you, hon. How you doing tonight, Robin? Hello, PG mods and chat. How you doing? Ah, that's sweet. Our bucket list has holes says hello to everyone coming in and welcome. Oh, that's sweet. God bless. Deputy Sheriff, you're hilarious. You're hilarious. Anyway, yeah. I came in tonight because I think that, I don't think Ronnie Lawson, I don't think anybody's grabbing Mr. Lawson's attention about what's going on out here. So I figured we'll grab it, right? I figured we'll grab Mr. Lawson's attention out here. I'm sure when he sees his self posted on YouTube, he's more than likely going to click in, right? He's more than likely going to click in. So, with that being said, I think Mr. Lawson should understand that, Don Wells just had put out some new information, right? About crying in the picture because he knew his daughter's going to be gone. And I think, Mr. Lawson should hear that due to the fact that, it sounds pretty premeditated to me. As if it was a pre-plan that took a lot of thought and they decided to move forth with it. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I think Don knew he messed up when he said it. Right? I think he knew. 20 months, he did not ever once say that he was crying in that particular picture when he was holding his daughter because he knew she was going to be gone really soon, right? And I think that's something that, law enforcement needs to hear. So I'm going to play it out tonight. Again, I'm going to play it out personally for Sheriff Ronnie Lawson, right? Who promised us. He promised he was not going to let Summer's case run cold. that he indeed is going to make sure he solves this case. And I, for one, is going to hold him to it. A man is only as good as his word, right? A man is only as good as his word. As I said, I don't know about, Mr. Pruitt, old prune, what he could get done. Who knows? Other than sitting on his backside being angry all the time. But I think Ronnie can get something done. I really do. And I think that, some things need to be drawn to Ronnie's attention. Matter of fact, I think old Prune Pruitt, really isn't letting Ronnie understand that he's sitting there hanging up on, people that could possibly give information that could help solve the case. He just gets angry and hangs up on everybody. And in my opinion, he's not doing his job. His job is to answer that phone and listen to what people say to see if they say something that can help actually solve this case. And that is something he's not doing, right? And I don't think Ronnie has any idea that he is doing this, to people calling in, trying to give information or ask some logical questions upon Summer's case, right? Pruitt is not into humoring anyone for information. I don't think he has the education to get information from people. He don't have it. He's a Steph knows nobody that obviously dislikes his job and doesn't want to do it anyway. I mean, that's my conclusion that I've drawn from speaking with him. And if he doesn't want to, listen and take this case serious, then he needs to hand it over to someone that will. And quit sitting in that chair and acting like top dog when he ain't doing nothing. He's more like a hound dog laying somewhere out on a porch not giving a damn. Right? So, there you go. But anyway, hopefully this attracts Ronnie's attention. He'll see it. And Pruitt's got a bad attitude. Yes, he does. He really does. I don't know what his malfunctions are, but obviously he's got some. Right? He absolutely has some. I mean, personally, Ronnie's done more for this case and he's kept us in the loop better than any of them that's been out here, as spokespeople for the Summer Wells case, right? Ronnie just comes out and he tells it like it is, and he don't give a damn. He came out and he let us know. Abduction, ha, 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 right? That's a freaking laugh. No, I don't think so. Not today or any other day. He came out and, Candace and Donald, we're working with law enforcement. We're complying with everything. And Candace, I answered all their questions. They're interrogating me. They're interrogating me. Donnie, they're interrogating me. No, law enforcement cannot interrogate you unless you're guilty. Then you're going to feel interrogated. But if you're innocent, you're going to feel like that's their job. They've got to make sure, that they get you out of the way so they can go after the real person that did all that shit. And you are obliged to help so that whoever did do it could be caught and put away for life. Right? But that ain't the mindset of Don and Candace Wells. And like I said last night, everything they say, everything they do, every action they've made shows us, leads us to believe they're guilty as hell. Right? And I believe law enforcement understands that as well. Like Ronnie Lawson said, no, they are not cooperating with law enforcement. Actually, they have lawyered up. So there we go. Why the hell would Ronnie want to lie to us? Ronnie ain't the one that's ever lied to us. Every lie we've heard come out of the mouth of Don and Candace Wells, right? Every lie we've heard, that's where we've heard it from. Ronnie has no reason to lie on that trash, right? Not a bit. But Don and Candace Wells has every reason to be lying because they need to focus on anything and everything but them, right? And why do they not want to focus on them? In my opinion, it's because they're guilty as hell. There you go. It is what it is. It is what it is. Don done went and fucked up, right? He done went. Fucked up big time. Well, let's hear old Donnie boy. Let's see the picture. There you go. This, where he's holding Summer, knowing that she's going to be gone. He says himself, he knew she was going to be gone. Very soon. Here he is after she's gone. Right? Now, one is, I don't want to do it, but for some reason I have to. The other one is, damn. Wish I wouldn't have had to done that. Right? Guilt. Guilt. This is all guilt right here, folks. This ain't no somebody took my kid. This is, I've been put in a position and now I got to get my ass out of it. Right? Now, all we need to figure out is what put him in that position. What put him in that position? Was it money? Was it money? Was it something worse? Like something he couldn't take the baby to the doctor for? Right? Because that would have showed abuse. And if it showed abuse, then they were going to go to jail, right? They were going to go, they would be in prison. So, what I'm trying to say is every type of abuse don't take a person out immediately. Sometimes, sometimes it takes a while for someone to pass away with it, right? Sometimes it takes a person time to actually pass away from the abuse. But if someone indeed, something went wrong, you're going to know the signs. You're going to know, the signs of, and how long it might take for them to no longer be with you. And you're going to know you can't take them to the hospital for the condition they're in. Right? Now, I'm not saying that is what happened. I'm just saying that, it's a possibility. Something happened. And if we could figure out what that something was, then possibly we could, find Summer, or if nothing more, get a conviction upon the Wells. We could settle this case and everyone can move on. We could settle this case. People could get closure. And what exactly happened June the 15th, 2021. But I think that Don Wells' own mouth has led us closer than we've ever been before. His new slip up has led us closer to anything we've been close to before in this case. So I want Ronnie Lawson to hear it himself, what Don Wells had to say. So Ronnie, let's hear it.
I already knew, and I already knew that she was put into a car and taken from here.
Yeah.
I knew that from day one. I knew that from the second that it happened, but
No, Donald, you didn't. We've got a 5-year-old child. If this child honestly disappeared in 2 minutes after putting it in a house, no, you had no idea what happened to her. You were not there, from what you say. Candace and Grandis wasn't watching, from what they say. The boys were busy playing a game machine, from what they say. So no, none of you have any idea. You cannot say for a fact of anything, but you have been saying for a fact. And that is a big red flag. Because no, you don't know. You don't know. And any parent out there with a missing child, especially a parent up on a big hill with 15 fucking dogs, right, Donald? 15 dogs up on a freaking big hill that even a young man would get winded trying to climb and slide back down, in an area where right on the corner, anyone comes in, the dogs alert everybody, and eyeballs start looking everywhere to see who and what it is. No, absolutely not. Like you guys said, any given day, what ant was pissing in the middle of the road, because that's how hyper vigilant you people were around there. So no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You did not know, because you had no way of knowing. And a 5-year-old child, 5-year-old children are capable of doing anything and everything. And most parents in a situation that you all were in would have definitely believed that the child, like law enforcement, had just wandered off somewhere, and it isn't going to take long, especially barefooted, to find it. And that's just the normal thing. because every parent wants to believe that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. They're just lost for a minute. We're going to find it, and it's going to be right back here into my arms, right? And most of the cases in that area, that's exactly what it is, right? That's exactly what it is. The child usually just, you know, wanders off somewhere, and mom and dad can't see it and panic out, and it's found. Um, because why? Because in that place, places like that, this kind of thing just don't happen. It doesn't happen, and law enforcement knows that. So that's why they handled it as, she must have wandered off, and we just need to look. We'll find her and bring her back. And I'm sure they were shocked as hell when they didn't find her, right? They were shocked. And then their eyes was open to what? What probably did happen, right? And their focus didn't go on a car, Donald, down on the road, and somebody sliding their ass down through there with their one hand over her mouth, right? The other arm wrapped around her and sliding down that hill like a sliding board. Over what? A bunch of humps of trees sticking up. And as we've seen, trash, needles, bricks, sticks, you name it. I mean, come on. By the time someone got down at the end of that, they would have been so damaged they couldn't have got up. Right? Bullshit. And law enforcement knows that. They know that is, nobody jumped on a sled and flew down to the bottom. A dog trail. Slid out onto the road, picked everything up, threw it in a vehicle, and was gone. I mean, no. This just isn't the Grinch story where he slides into Whoville and takes everything and slides out. That is BS, right? And I think there was only like one dog in that whole picture, and he's the one that owned it. And you have 15 up there. One that just had babies under the porch that would have definitely been on attack if anyone came up there to do anything. Law enforcement knows that as well. And all the dogs just happened not to be there. Well, and they just came back in time. They just got back in time to screw up the search dogs, right? Yeah, these dogs wear watches. More like the seven dwarfs, right? More like the seven dwarfs. Hi ho, off to work we go. I don't think so, Donald. Absolutely not. Okay, if I can figure out how to answer it. I'm sorry, caller. You'll have to call back. I didn't get to it in time. It just wasn't popping up the way it's supposed to. You have to call back, caller. But anyhow, yeah, no, this is BS. Absolute BS. Hello? PG speaking. Hello? Caller, can you speak? Hello? Well, I guess that caller on didn't know how to talk. right? They have no voice. So it is what it is. No voice for that caller. Um, but anyhow, yeah, right back on target, probably phone calls because John Wells don't want you knowing everything is, he don't want everything out here. He don't want everyone knowing, about what he's saying here. Because he messed up when he said it. Right, Donald? Sure. So I cut the phone off long enough to get through this for Ronnie Lawson. All right, Donald. No more interruptions. Mm-mm. So, point being is, Ronnie had one place to look, and he was looking in the right direction from day one, right at Candace and Don Wells. Grandis. They're number one suspects. 20 months later, they haven't been cleared. Candace felt interrogated. Like I said, if you're not a criminal, you don't feel interrogated, right? You didn't do anything. You ain't going to feel that way. But let's go on, Ronnie, and listen to what Donald wants to tell you.
Trying to explain that to the police is like trying to talk to a brick wall.
I remember you told me that you had to.
Trying to explain that to the police is like talking to a brick wall. Exactly, Donald, when they pretty much know from your guys' lying BS. Oh, I stuck her in a house in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, she was disappeared. Bullshit. When they took fingerprints off the inside and the outside of the door, and there's no fresh fingerprints of Summers on there, they knew she didn't got the back door, stupid. They know way more than you do. Way more. Matter of fact, they probably know enough to actually file charges upon you right now. But they're holding off because, they got one shot at this and they want something solid. They want something super solid. But I'm sure they got enough right now to probably get you guys some time in prison. No doubt in my mind. Hunter's phone, the fact that there was no fingerprints on the basement door, fresh fingerprints of Summers inside or out, that tells them that she did not go. I'm sure they fingerprinted the staircase going down, and no fresh fingerprints of Summers going down that staircase, right? You guys were a little too late ripping that out, right? But, yeah, they got all these things. They know that child didn't ever go down that basement. Exactly. Don't underestimate law enforcement. You sit there, say all you want. They already know.
Weird feeling. You want to explain to the people listening about that weird feeling you had beforehand?
It's not a weird feeling. It's when the angel tells you that something is going to happen to your kid or your daughter, which is what happened to me, and I couldn't explain it, and I didn't understand at the time. But I knew 4 to 5 months prior that something was going to happen to Summer because an angel told me, and not with words. But you can take it for what you want. You can say that if you want to, y'all can just say that I'm crazy, or you can all can say that I'm just making up a story.
Now, an angel tells him something 4 or 5 months before Mr. Lawson. And I absolutely believe in warnings, dreams, warnings. I believe we can be warned of the future. But here's where Donald messed up. We're going to listen. Now, sometimes, you do have a dream of, some type of warning, and you're on the lookout, right? But Donald comes back to say that the angel reappears again, right? That this angel reappears again. Let's listen to this.
No, I don't think it's crazy at all.
No, not you, Dolly. I'm just saying your audience can say whatever they want about me. I didn't know it. But not you, sir. But 4 to 5 months prior, something told me that something was going to be happening this summer. And I knew something was going to happen. I asked Candace to please keep a sharp eye on her because something was going to happen.
Now, let's remember that we're on a 20-month mark. As of the 15th of this month, 20 months missing, right? 20 months missing. Candace has not ever once. She has not ever one time confirmed this lie that Don Wells is telling. And I'm sure that if he would have had a dream, she would have confirmed it, right? People always confirm, especially something, something like this. It's like, wow, yeah, they told me. But Candace has not ever done that, right? Not once has she ever done that. What she has said is, trying to tell people that Donnie had something to do with what happened to her daughter. She was kind of fighting to tell people that there in the beginning, right? In so many words, but afraid to just be directly out with it. Makes you wonder, right? He must have said something prior, about whatever finally took place. I don't know, but that's what it seems like.
And then that picture that y'all might see on the internet or whatever, where I was holding her when she was sleeping, and I knew something told me at that moment that the time was short at hand, that whatever was going to happen, it was going to happen soon. And this is probably a week or two prior to her disappearance.
Boom. There you go. Something had told him the time was at hand. What? Dude, I could have believed of a warning, in the past, like 5 months before, having a bad dream or something. But okay, no, usually, a week before she comes up missing, a week or so before she comes up missing, it tells you the time is at hand and you don't get on high alert. I don't think so. Ronnie Lawson really needs to listen to this. He really needs to hear this. This is premeditated BS. Let's go on and listen to you a little more there, Donald, because basically you're telling on yourself. This is more of a confession, if you ask me.
And I was crying, and I knew that, and I said, Lord God, please. She was asleep in my arms, and I was like, Summer, I love you. I love you so much. And I just can't believe it. But I knew the time was short. So the day that she disappeared, and then when I come home from work and I drove to the bottom property, and I see my neighbors and my boys searching for her, I knew at that instance that what had been what
he started to say, what had been intended had happened. Intended means carried out, right? Intended means premeditated. What had been planned had been carried out. He was getting ready to say intended. Intended, people. There you go. There you go, Mr. Lawson. You need to absolutely take this in consideration. You absolutely need to be asking some questions upon this particular, in my opinion, confession that this was premeditated. And when he pulled there, he went down the bottom of that hill because out of fear, because he knew, right? Exactly what happened to her. And that's why Candace hid her head from the law in the house and everything, because she knew. And Grandis just trying to hold that ass together, like, and play the role for everybody, because she's an old goat and felt she could do that, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. Grandis felt like somebody had to act like they're not guilty as freaking hell, the way Dawn and Candace was. And it was up to her to try to do it, right? And even she wasn't doing the greatest job. Yeah. If you ask me, right here tells it all, right? Right there tells it all. They already knew. Now, my question is, Donald, why the hell did this need to be carried out? What reason did this need to be, as you said, intended? What had been intended had gotten done, meaning you had pre-planned it. But why? Why? Was something wrong? You couldn't take her to a doctor? Somebody offer up money and you guys decided to take it? Felt like you needed it? Like your habits were more important than your child? What the hell happened June the 15th, 2021? What happened? Something went down. Something was pre-planned. I mean, something was wrong with this baby. Either something was wrong with this baby that they could not tell no one or get medical attention for, or two, they had previously made a deal, right? Made a deal and they wasn't backing out of it. They agreed upon it, and as he said, what was intended was carried out. But you know what? That's out of his own mouth. Ronnie Lawson really needs to do his job, listen to this, take everything in consideration, go back to square one, and interrogate the Wells again. Right? He needs to put fresh eyes on this, and especially 20 months, Don didn't ever say, not once, he was hiding the fact that he was crying, holding this baby that day, because he knew that, whatever they had planned it. And that's why they weren't passing out flyers. That's why they did not want the search team up there on their property, because they were scared that, there's probably some type of evidence, or if nothing else, them looking guilty as fuck. Yeah. Exactly. And they knew and that's how they knew she wasn't lost out there. They knew that. And obviously they knew that whatever they did, you know, she wasn't ever going to be found. I mean, they had pre-planned this, as he said. This was all pre-planned. So they went from point A to Z on all of this. From A to Z. Ronnie needs to take that in consideration. Right? Like I said, I feel like it's a confession, you know, an absolute confession. And Ronnie Lawson, you know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. And I don't think you've ever heard this, but you've heard it now. I hope you take it and you do something with it. If nothing else, call them back in, question them upon it. This time, sir, do what they've been accusing you of doing. Interrogate the hell out of them. This time, interrogate them. They say you're doing it anyway, so please do it. Please do it. Right? Make what they say be the truth for once in their life. Right? That's what I ask. That's what I ask. Yeah, absolutely. You know, Ronnie Lawson knows that it absolutely matches up to what Dudley said. Donald's co-worker. Ronnie Lawson knows that Dudley said that Donald was walking around a few days before all this went down, looking like he had lost his best friend. Right? Donald knew. And Donald was at work because Donald wanted to have 7 alibis and nobody else have none. Right? That's what it sounds like to me. And I know for a fact, Don and Candace Wells, Donald researches everything on how to pass psychological evaluations, how to pass the behavioral panel evaluation, how to pass the lie detectors test, right? Slow down your heart rate, lean back, have time to calm down, brace yourself, right? Put Band-Aids around your own fingers at home so you'll get comfortable with what they're going to be doing to the point you just don't care. It ain't going to bother you. Yeah. Him and Candace very much and very well worked it out. Right? And that freaking grandma ain't no better. She's no better, right? This is her granddaughter. And instead of being for this 5-year-old child, that old bitch was for what? She was for the devil, right? She was for the devil. Grandis, there is a special place in hell for people like you. You know, you were appointed to be an angel over those children, as well as your daughter was appointed to be an angel over those children. You were supposed to. If the daughter ain't going to protect them, you were supposed to. That's your job. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Right? You didn't do it. You were right there, but you didn't do it. Yeah, that's a special kind of evil up on that hill, right? A special kind of evil. It was just one big drug, alcohol, and orgy thing going on up there, right? Bunch of sickos. Bunch of sick bastards. And then they wanted to cause so many other people's lives hell in all of this. So many people's lives a bunch of hell in all of this. Right? The guy in the yellow car, Mr. Dobbs, Fred Hill, old Don that lives down the road, Don Sherfy, Don Sherfy's son, Don Sherfy's girlfriend, Don Sherfy's girlfriend's mother. Right? The church, the whole church, the flute player. Donald didn't care who was getting looked into, who was getting drugged through the mud, just so the focus stayed off of them. Hunter, Allie, right? True. He didn't care. And all of these people did get drugged through the mud. Every last one of them. Chris M., Mary, Jeannie, right? All of these people dragged through the mud while the Wells sit up on the hill and laughed. Laughed and laughed and laughed. They loved seeing everybody go at each other, right? All that hatred. All for them. And they were sitting up there smelling like a rose. Because no one wanted to look at them. Well, by God, we're looking at your asses now. And law enforcement's been looking at you from day one. That's why you hated law enforcement from day one. Because they knew exactly where to be looking. The rest of us out here, we wanted to give you a benefit of the doubt. Right? We wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. We wanted to try to listen to what they said. And we did. Every fucking lie they told. Right? Every damn lie they told. And I watched them run people up and down every kind of dark alley they could run them down. Right? And then lots of times it was all around the mulberry bush. All around the mulberry bush. Meaning the same bullshit. The same bullshit that everybody heard and they heard and they heard. I mean, we've got some of the same bullshit here lately. Right? Nothing new. Just same bullshit. Different day. Same bullshit. But one thing they have done that I can say they have done faithfully. And that is steer clear from June the 15th, 2021 in that fucking timeline and talking about their daughter. Because that's all the things that will get them put in prison. Right? But they'll be glad to talk about anything else. If you want to talk about anything else, other than the timeline, other than summer, and other than June 15th, 2021, they are glad to talk. They talk all day. Don will tell you more about his work or him not working. More about the boys, more about his sisters, more about this, more about that. than he will tell you about anything else. But you see how fast he gets gone when he says, you want to talk about, Utah, and people say, no, we want to talk about summer. No, we want to talk about summer. No, Don, we want to talk about summer. Well, Don gets gone, right? Because he ain't going to talk about that. Because that's exactly what's going to get him locked up. And he knows it. So, with that being said, I hope Ronnie Lawson has learned something here today. I hope he, from what I just played him, and the slip in Donald's lip about intended, I hope that he calls them in, and I hope this time he does exactly what they've been accusing him of doing from day one. Interrogates the freaking hell up out of them, right? Because that's what they need. And let Candace ball. Who gives a shit? Candace always has some kind of a problem, right? She's always got some kind of pain or problem when it comes to, being pressured to ask, to answer questions she don't want to answer. This time it's her heart, right? It was strokes before, on 2 to be exact. And this time it's her heart. Well, I can tell you, I don't think she's ever had a damn stroke, period. And from what I hear, her heart's just fine. When she went to the hospital, she was sick. She had the flu. Miss Daisy's the one that insisted, because of her cough, that she go to the hospital. And then it's her heart. No. It was the fucking flu. But they'll use that if they think that it'll make everyone put kid gloves on. Right? And Candace could get away with not answering the hard questions and being put through what she needs to be put through to find out what exactly happened to her daughter, right? There you go. They've been playing that shit from day one. She got heart trouble, but she could still suck down the liquor every evening. She got heart trouble, but she can still smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. She got heart trouble, but she's at her girlfriend's house and running around different places all the time. Are you freaking kidding me? Really? No. No. Candace is just fucking fine. She's playing y'all. That's what her and Donald Wells does. They give you this pity party, right? They give you this, they gaslight your ass. They lie, gaslight people, and try to get this pity parties. Try to get support. Well, I ain't supporting them fucker people right there at all. No more. Absolutely not. I am an upstanding, God-fearing, law-abiding citizen. I love the law and I believe in the law. And if the law is going to be looking at them, so am I. Ronnie is woke. Trust me. Ronnie's wide awake. He's wide awake. Ronnie knows. He knows. I don't have to tell Ronnie nothing. But this will help Ronnie. Because I know Ronnie ain't heard it. He ain't seen it. But when he does, I'm sure Candace and Don Wells are going to finally get what they've been lying about from day one. And that's interrogated. As they should be. Hopefully Candace is tired of the bullshit and she just breaks down and tells. Hopefully she just breaks down and tells. I don't think she's going to get a day in jail. Because that, Don just basically, said, it was his plan that got carried out. Right? It was his. I mean, who in the hell would Candace know? Who in the hell would Candace know to possibly give a kid to? She wouldn't know nobody like that, but he would. Right? He would through the people he deals with. And also, if there was some reason they couldn't take her to the hospital, I mean, really, then that would mean, that would mean that type of abuse would have to come from what? A man, not a woman. So that'd still be on Donald, right? That'd still be on him. Candace just needs to speak up because I'm sure she knows. I'm sure she knows. And she needs to quit being afraid to tell it. She needs to quit being afraid to tell it. Candace got along just fine without Donald for 8 months. Finally getting to live her own life doing what Candace wanted to do. And I bet it was beautiful. Well, she needs to do that again. She needs to do that again and step up for her daughter. Right? She needs to step up for her little girl. And throw that motherfucker right under the bus. That's what Candace needs to do. Now, I can't make her do anything. But I'm just telling her, that's what you need to do, hon. Right? You were that baby's angel. So step up and be what God intended you to be for her. Step up and be it. Tell the truth for once. Donald and Sissy. My Donnie was at work providing for his family. Your Donnie was at work providing himself an alibi. That's what your Donnie was doing. Your Donnie was at work providing himself an alibi. Right? Of course he tried to throw her under the bus because he's letting her know if she told, it's going to implicate her and she's going to jail, but that ain't the truth. That ain't the truth. No, she's not. If she actually told, she would get no time at all. She would get what they call immunity. She'd get immunity and be fine. She would get immunity. Donald wants to scare her because he plays on Candace's weakness, and her weakness is lack of education. Right? Her weakness is feeling like she needs somebody to take care of her. Like she needs someone to lay around on, to live off of. When she don't, she could live fine off of herself. Right? Candace can actually file for Social Security disability off of Donald because she's married to him. And she could get way more than Donald's ever gave her, and she could live a good life on her own. She could actually, at that point, work to get her children back, right? And if Don Wells is indeed locked up in prison for life or whatever, for doing whatever happened to this little girl, then Candace's boys are entitled to Social Security off of Don Wells as well, right? They're entitled to Social Security up until the age of 18. It just is what it is. Candace, money problems she will not ever have. She can live a great life and live it on her own and have her children. She don't need Don Wells. But I'm sure no one's ever told her that before. But I'd be the first, and if she's researched it and checked into it, she'll find out that I'm absolutely telling her the truth. And yes, that is the way it is, right? That is the way it is. Her daughter deserves justice. Whatever happened to Summer, she deserves justice. And Don Wells told on himself. He told on himself right there in that statement he made. Right? He said he knew that what was intended was carried out.
Was told to me by an angel that I assume was an angel, told me that it had been fulfilled. And I could not.
There you go. When he pulled to the bottom of the hill, it was, that it had been fulfilled. What was intended had been fulfilled. So Candace and Grandis must have fulfilled it. Whatever the plan was, they fulfilled it. There you go, Ronnie Lawson. There you go, full confession. Use it. Use it. Right? Use it. Right there. Right there's that's why he knew it all. That's why he led you to try to believe what you were smart enough not to believe. That's why he was, abduction shit. No, not at all. Ronnie already knew that. But Ronnie didn't know. What Ronnie didn't know was if she wandered off or not. And therefore he had to chase that lie, right? He had to chase that she might have wandered off. He had to run after that one because, she's a child. That was possible. And he had to chase that. If nothing else for himself, because, the man's got a heart, I mean, Ronnie Lawson has a heart. He wanted to make sure, that she didn't wander off. And I'm sure he knows that now. Oh, yes, sweet Norway. I am sending you a link, hon. I'm sorry. There you go, babes. There's your link, Miss Norway. You come right on up. But yeah. And once Ronnie Lawson seen they didn't find her, he knew exactly who the guilty parties were. And I hope with this, he's able to prove it now. I hope so. How you doing, my sweet Norway?
How are you, my sister?
I'm doing good. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
It's the middle of the night here.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now it's 4, but I start listening 3 o'clock. So I love you so much, Prayer Garden.
Oh, and I love you, sweetie.
Yeah. And I want to say, especially to Arctic and Ronald and all the women and the Tammy and to Lisa, there are so many women in the chat. They are so beautiful. And I want to thank them for all prayers. And, when I'm really down, it means so much to me. I can never say enough thank. You are just the most beautiful persons and chat in the world. It's amazing. Prayer Garden, you have the most beautiful people here.
Absolutely.
So I want to say something, if it's okay. I love what you are doing today. First, I want to say just a little bit about Pamela, the ex. Oh my God. First of all, I have known about Pam since the beginning, but first of all, where do they find these people? Really, where do they find this Andrew, Pamela, Ali? What kind of people? This is another dimension. I am thinking every new one who is coming, it's, oh my God, where do they find them? I think they live on another planet. And you and me was talking in the beginning. We were scared to talk, but we was always have a little bit, if this could be a ring, you know. That's
Mhm.
why nobody is talking, because if one is talking, the domino brick is falling. Everybody is going down, I think. But that is just my opinion, of course. And about Pamela, first of all, they are divorced. This is, she talked with Donald. She say Donald is almost like her brother, blah, blah. They are divorced. And she have how much? 30 children? 15. Oh, pardon. 15. And we all know she have had a hard life. And I don't look down upon that. But did she raise the children with Donald? No. Do she know that Donald, Mary and Jeannie, I have my opinion there. I will leave it at that. But one thing I don't believe, I was just listening the other day to the when you talk to Mary, you have a very nice talk to Mary, and Mary was very respectful with you, Prayer Garden. Long
Oh,
time, yeah.
I love
And
Mary. Yeah.
I don't believe Mary lying when she is
Mm-mm.
saying she never forget it was traumatized to her that he tried to sell his own son. So, and Mary also want to adopt the little girl. But when everything come to a halt, Pamela get away. So Mary, I think it's a good woman. I don't say perfect, but I think she's a good woman. And maybe a little bit naive, I must be honest. So, oh my God. What I love you doing today, I want to be totally honest. You know about my daughter. It's a brain damage from the birth. So you don't show anything. She lost the oxygen because they was waiting too long before they was opening me. So I know a lot about brain damage, and I want to say something about Candace. Donald, I have never, not even in the movies, he is so dangerous. Why? He is a master manipulation. Do you know something? I went from talking to him to crying for him. It is scary. It is really scary, Prayer Garden. And
Absolutely.
he have told us from the beginning that he have done something, but we are not listening. He 2 3 days, 2 3 weeks after she was gone, he said, I see her in the resurrection. Who
Yeah.
talked like that? He have told us everything, but
Actually, he said that the very night she went missing. The
yeah,
very night she went missing, he
when he
said
stood
that.
there with Joe's his son. And I want to, and about Donald, I have never seen anything like it. He is so dangerous. He loved the attention from the woman now. And I know you love Miss Stacy. I know you love them. And I also I don't know so much. I cannot be in this channel because it's too much volume. I am sorry. I get migraine. So I cannot be so much because it's dingly, dingly, dingly with the bell and everything. But Miss Stacy and Christine, they are naive. And this is not your opinion. This is only my opinion. They are very naive. And to be naive is dangerous. But I also want to say, this is not bad about Daisy. Miss Daisy is a lovely woman, but she, what do we say in Norway? She's a simple country girl, if you understand. I don't mean bad or she's stupid. She's a nurse. She's a good woman, but they are naive, I must say. And Donald, he loved it. He loved this attention from everybody. And why I am so happy tonight, because you are talking about Candace, and also the last night you did. I will say to you with almost guarantee, after my daughter is 35 now, the 1st of April, I have gone to so many courses to learn about brain damage. I will say that I think Candace is about teenager in the brain. And I will also say I am almost sure something happened in her childhood because of her uncle, the demon, and because of the mother. The mother cannot even be around children. And if a grandmother cannot be around her grandchildren, it must be something really devious. So I feel sorry for Candace, because in her whole life it had been about abuse. And you know why I think Donald is married to her? Because she was an easy target. She married her, and he is married to her because she is an easy target. Because he do all the thinking. Before I was thinking Candace was doing everything. Now I have turned. I think whatever happened is in this home, Donald have the last word. I don't say Candace cannot speak for herself. Of course she can, but can Donald have the last word? He know everything. I even now start thinking he did everything. I am not sure Candace did it all. Not at all. I am, because what he say, it's go. Because
It sounds like a confession to me, right?
she's like a child, prayer God.
You know, from day one, I told everyone that when he went into that driveway and passed up the police officers, he seen them and went right down, drove that vehicle down that hill to where the boys were.
Yeah.
He did it because he was shook up, because he was scared, because he had to collect himself back together. And I knew that. Right?
Yeah.
Because, anybody else with a missing child would have pulled up there. They'd have pulled up as they normally do, got out of that car right away, wanting to know what's going on, what happened. I mean, they have a need to know if they didn't already know. And see, he showed he already knew anyway. Guilt, man. These people, I'm telling you right now, I don't care what anybody says. And that's why they constantly had me attacked, right?
Yeah.
Because they knew that Don and Candace Wells were afraid of me.
Yeah, because
they were afraid of me.
Yeah.
Because they knew that I was diligently doing my homework. They knew that, the fact that I'm not lowly educated, I'm highly educated.
Yeah.
And they knew that at some point I was going to stumble upon, probably what happened.
Yeah.
And I think we just did. And I hope law enforcement searches into it, because now I think we're right. I absolutely think we're right. And, for me, there is nowhere else to look now. For me, there is nowhere else to look.
No, there is. And also, Prayer Garden, I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't want to forget. Many people say, yeah, but Donald was in prison. Candace have a long time to talk. Do you know why she didn't talk, I believe? I believe because Candace know too much. And she know if she's talking, she's going down.
It's because they put the fear in her that, Donald is telling her, look, it might have been my plan, you dumb bee.
Exactly.
But you carried it out.
Yeah.
You're the one. You and your mother carried it out that day. And therefore you're going to prison too. Right?
Yeah.
And exactly.
And
So
you
he
had,
scared her, but indeed she wouldn't go to prison. If she was afraid of him, and felt she had to do what he said,
yeah,
then she's going nowhere. She will get immunity and
Yeah.
he will go to prison alone
yeah,
for life.
yeah. And
It's
also we
just the
have
way
to
it is,
remember,
Tom Wells. That's just the
she
way
has
it
a
is.
brain like a teenager, and
Exactly.
she's so much younger than him. She's 36, and how old is he? 55.
I think he's like in his 60s. I'm not for sure, but he's pretty old.
Yeah. So he's 20 years older than her. That is a
Right.
lot, Prayer Garden,
Oh, yeah.
in that age.
But not
And,
only that,
and she's easy to it.
not only
She's
that,
easy.
but as you said, she's not, Candace ain't working on, she's not
No.
working off of a full,
No.
a full, as she
That-
likes to say, happy meal, right?
No, she's
She's not
not.
working off of it. And therefore, provisions have to be made for her mental capacity.
Uh-huh. So I am so happy that you see that now. But of course, Candice have not done the right thing either. And I believe, I don't know if Candice, but I know
No,
Candice, I believe she knows something.
but it ain't too late. It ain't too late. She could still do the
No.
right thing. Candace could still do the
Yes.
right thing
Right.
for her daughter, right? It's not too late.
No.
I think Candace has been, scared and misinformed by many people and thinking she's
Yeah.
going to get hated on. And, that isn't what's going to happen at all, right?
She is scared, and I think Donald is talking so bad to her. He always calling her names and bitch and hoe and pulling her down and telling her she's fat and ugly. And he loved to say, I have 7 alibi, you have none. And he's putting her down, and he's saying, don't go to the internet, because he's so scared to let her talk, because she can easily say something. And he loved to tell her, don't go to the internet, they will eat you alive. How do you feel he is talking with women all day, every day? And before that, it was Cher, and she's just sitting there and taking the shit from him. I think it's terrible, because she is like a teenager. But of course, she can clean and cook. That is not normal. She's like a pig. That I will never take back. And but I really do believe that she's missing Summer and the boys. And for Donald, about the childhood, many children are playing, what Donald said play. But he was a little too old, and she was 5. And it is not good. And I don't understand everything Donald is saying. Nobody doing something. I am shocked. This what you're playing tonight. We have listened to it before. It's like it's normal. It's only Donald. He get the pass from everybody, if you understand. Everybody give him the pass like it's normal.
What I just played is something he just recently said.
Yeah.
In the 20-month mark of his daughter's missing.
Yeah.
In 20 months, he had not ever said this before.
No, I know it's new, but
he felt comfortable. He felt comfortable now.
Yeah.
To slip up and say something that might help law enforcement actually put him in prison now. Hopefully, it's what they need. I don't know. get that done. You know, I don't know, but hopefully it's what they need to get that done.
I don't understand prayer garden.
I mean, we all heard him say,
what is happening? Why are they not going to prison? Even for taking the children in danger. I really don't understand this. And I really don't understand how so much. I must be honest with you to say, you know, the day he was praying for me, I didn't like it. You know why? I feel Donald have the Bible here and the devil here. You know, he's not praying for the heart. He's praying. He's using the Bible to shut me up.
When someone that truly loves you prays for you, you feel the Spirit all around you.
When you are praying for me,
feel the Spirit
I am crying. When he was praying for me, I was not feeling good energy.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
And I have to tell you, you know, the father, blah, 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 who did this to me, you know, he admitted it by himself because of the child. He have to. And he always, in that time, it was named Christian school. If they have done something, Bible school, Bible school, they go to prison, but they can stay in the Bible school and don't go out. And he always was using the Bible, but he was not Christian. He was just using it. And when you see the place they live in, the home, and they're drinking, and the sex he's talking about, and the life he's living, and he is calling himself a Christian. And he say, I cannot go to this town or this town because it's too much drug. What? There is drug all the place. If you are not looking for drug, the drug will not find you. It's not running after you. You are a grown-ass man. And just to leave the child alone with Jose and everything, and he say, I have to go back because I was jealous. He didn't care nothing about his children. I don't say nothing because, of course, he cared, but this is not normal. And all the lies, and you think, prayer garden, God forbid something happened to your daughter or my daughter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You come upon playing your sister, lying, making the phone call, making play, making jokes in this time of grieving, and just go to the YouTubers and feel like you are some kind of a popular man. This is very sick what he is doing. You know what? He actually loved the attention. He not doing this for summer. He is doing this so people can feel sorry for him. Mm-hmm. This is my opinion, and I will never take it back.
The only reason they were out here was to try to suck in some more bleeding hearts, to give them more money and more support like they were getting before, you know? And that's the only reason that, you know, they didn't go into hiding then and show their true self and their true guilt. It's because they were getting too much money and they didn't want to lose that, right? And it is what it is. I mean, he said it right there out of his own mouth, right? He said it right there out of his own mouth. You know, what had been intended. And he said, you know, fulfilled itself.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they had pre-planned, they carried through with it on this little girl. You know, and what makes me really sad is this baby had no idea they were plotting against her. She thought that these two people loved her, that they were her protection, and indeed they were. And indeed they were her worst enemies. They were her worst enemies.
Who are supposed to protect you are doing this to you.
The very people.
When I
Exactly.
start, when we
And
start thinking
sometimes that hurts
about,
the most, right? That hurts
yeah,
the most.
but the Bible is saying that the people who will hurt you the most are the closest. You know what, Prayer Garden? If we are thinking now, first the Andrew and all these strange people are coming. They say they were looking for a home. I am sure that home was Candace trying to sell it when he was in Utah. Then Jose came to stay, and both Candace and Ali was having, okay? And also the mother, I believe. This is crazy. And where do they sleep? Because the children are seeing all of this. It's a small home. And after all of this, the child is disappearing. And now Jody Sue and Andy. I have never liked Andy. I don't know why Tiffany and everybody is supporting Andy. I don't like him. I have bad feeling from day one. And I have also listened somebody said that Andrew and his son, they have had some problems with him. Fred Hill actually said, Damien, from he was little, he have a big mouth, fighting with his grandmother and so on and so on, if you know, like this, very big problem with him. And I think it's a ring. And unfortunately, I think she's not coming back. But one night when you was on her, I was thinking, Prayer Garden, I believe Summer Moon Utah's life was so bad that maybe she's better off with an angel and with God. I am so sorry I have to say this. Maybe people hate me for it, but that home, I believe, was so evil. I not only believe Donald did something to her. I have looked at some picture of little angel Summer and the way she's holding herself. No, Prayer God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think God took her maybe home. And I don't want to talk about the brothers. I don't want to say anything else. 4 boys, 3 boys, 1 adult, plus Jose, and one girl. And I don't want. You know what? These people don't have moral. They don't have. And I will never talk bad about the boy. But we have to admit the boy learn what they see.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Absolutely.
and I have to also say, Prayer Garden, you really are my mentor because I listen to you every night, and I have to say you have a brain of an elephant. You are so clever, and you never forget. Many people say you flip flop. I can see why they think that, but you have to follow you for a long time to understand you. And when I see now what people of this year, many people are saying about you, about me, about the chat, like we are so evil, we are the most evil people in the world. You stay strong, girl. You are a very strong woman. And you know what was hurting me? You know the Nicolina. One day she came and she say, "Oh, I want to give Miss Norway some money." I am not stupid. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You do.
Of course you want to give me something free. I am that naive. I believe somebody stranger will give me something free and don't have nothing back. I was so sad because she was talking so nice to you. When I saw she also have made a video about your nose. People are so disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I agree.
They are talking nice to your face and stab you in your back. So you just take care of yourself, Prayer Garden, and look after yourself. And remember, in the YouTube world, you have no friends, not real friends. So you are doing so good. You have so many people who are standing behind you, and thank you for all the good work you are doing. But I believe you are in the right path now. She's much younger than him. She has a brain of a teenager. And that is not to be mean. That is just a fact. And he's really using her. And I believe he's scaring the shit out of her. She is so scared. I feel sorry for Candace because of her childhood and because of everything she have gone through. And now she's too far gone. And he have the money, and I think he is so sick that he is using, maybe she don't get money for alcohol, maybe if she talk, you know, like that. I believe he's a very evil man. I have never seen so the way he is talking, and everybody let him go free with it. I am shocked. And the way he's talking about Summer is not like his daughter. It's like, you know what the last thing he remember about Summer? The skin to skin touch. Of
Miss
I
Norway.
didn't like that. Hey,
Hey, what were
hello?
you saying about somebody laughing about whose nose?
Huh?
What were you saying about somebody laughing about somebody's nose? I missed that.
No, I just was seeing, I think her name is Nicolina. And
Laughing
she,
about whose nose?
huh? No,
Whose nose was she laughing about?
he was writing something bad about Prayer Garden. And I see something about your nose. It was standing, and I didn't look at it. I didn't want to push at it.
Oh,
Yeah, I was seeing it with my eyes.
oh,
It was exactly 7 months ago. It stand under 7 months ago.
right.
Yeah. About her looking, appearance, bullying. Why?
Oh, okay.
Why did you wonder?
Because I missed that part. All I heard was something about a nose. I was like, what?
Oh, no. She was, but I don't pay any attention, but I was sad because when she talked to Prayer Girl, she was talking so nice. She wanted to help people. And after she wanted to bully people about one picture she have seen. And
Oh, Cher? That's
not
whenever she posted that old woman up
Cher,
there.
yes, and also Nicolina.
Oh yeah,
But
Nicolina posted that up there, and she made Cher look like a witch.
yeah, but she also talked bad about, but I don't know now. It stood 7 months ago under the thing for Nicolina, but it was hurtful anyway. But Cher,
Yeah.
she's something else, and Angel talked too fast, and I don't want to talk bad about her, but this, and now people are coming out of the woodwork, the survivor, and talking about Prayer
Mhm.
Garden, people who have been
Yeah,
in.
it's all over YouTube.
Yeah, it's
It
all
is
over
all
YouTube.
over YouTube, and it's just
Yeah,
ridiculous. It's
but
childish.
yeah, but when you poke the bear too much, it's going to bite you. And
Right.
they get exactly what they wanted. I don't defend what she was saying, but she was under so much pressure. And actually, at the end, she was the victim because the woman told her it was her fault. This place
Right.
is not about human trafficking. Of course, we can talk about that too, but Preagam cannot help everybody. So,
Right.
yeah. So,
And she's not on YouTube to be plastered all over YouTube. She's trying to help find this little girl, okay?
yeah.
And that's the whole thing of it.
And that all people want to her to show her face. This is so stupid.
Why? What does it matter who she is?
Preagam have a prayer. She
They
have
want
children.
they want you to come out and they want you to show your face so they can know who you are and start sending
Exactly.
weirdos to your house,
What's
child
that?
protective services to your house, and start
Exactly.
causing you a lot of hell and havoc,
Threatening you.
and possibly get you or your children severely hurt. And that's why, because they're pure evil. These are ugly, lying human beings that want to know who you are because you're calling them out for who they really are, right? For the demons they
Right.
really are. You're calling them out. They don't, it's not about finding these kids for them. It's about click, likes, and views. And, these are people that don't even have their own children, right? They ain't taking care of their own children. So what does that tell you? When someone ain't taking care of their own, they sure the hell don't care about nobody else's. If you can't care about yours, you're not going to care about anyone else's as well. Why they're
Right.
even there, I don't know. But it is what it is. And, I could care less. I'm not here, to examine their brains or mind frames or whatever. I don't think I have to, because who and what they are is as clear as a glass window. I think everyone can see it. Everyone might not want to face it, but we all can see it. And so we know who's here, who's really here to do what it takes to get the information to help these children, and who's here just to use up these children, right?
Exactly.
Right.
It is what it is. And I just happen to be here because I care.
Right.
And who I
So,
am, and who I am ain't none of nobody's business.
Please don't take
This ain't
back.
about PG. This is about this little girl.
But
you
please
know?
don't take back Benny Keys or Tiffany. Don't do it.
Oh,
For
absolutely
your
not.
own sake, please.
right.
Because you have to have that self-respect. They have done too much. And share
Amen.
never. You have so much self-respect. You are so strong. Never do it if you love yourself, because they have gone too far. And
Right.
I start wondering if Tiffany really did love Summer. I actually am wondering about this. Or if she's doing this for money. Because why? Because she was so easy lying. She was looking in the camera and lying so easy about the money she paid. She was 2 hours talking about the 1500, and she didn't even give it. So now I am really wondering if she is only doing it for money. And it's so sad.
Don and
It
Sissy.
is.
Don and Sissy says I program and sexy. I'm gonna tell you something.
Sexy mama.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I don't look nothing. I don't look nothing. They put out all of these horrible
I don't
pics.
understand. I see some picture enough. If I have a body like that,
I'm gonna
I
tell you.
love.
I wonder, you notice that they ain't looking for no young Marilyn Monroe's, right? And that right there, you know what that tells me? That they're jelly. That tells me right there that they're just all
But why
jelly.
a woman like
Are
this?
they pulling these pictures off of YouTube or not YouTube but Facebook to post them up there?
But
Is that what they're doing?
they're still in other people's pictures.
Yeah,
And getting these
that
people
is
upset
terrible.
too. Matter of fact, they got one family about ready to sue them. But the thing is, they shouldn't
Prayer
be
God,
jealous.
you know why I
They
don't
shouldn't
have,
be jealous of my looks.
you
What
know
they should
why
be
I don't
jealous of, what they should really be jealous of, is my brains, right? I
prayer
mean,
God,
Right.
please. I want to say something.
we are
Why
smart
are
as hell
women
over
doing
here.
this? Why cannot women stand together? Say, if you are very beautiful, I will be so happy for you. Why would I be jealous if you are beautiful? Why, prayer
There's
God?
there's no reason in it. I've got a lot of beautiful
I will
girlfriends.
say, oh, you are beautiful. You know, sometimes I see maybe some girls little younger than me, and I can see they have a lot of self-esteem. I always say, oh my God, you look so beautiful. And I mean it. I think it's so important to lift each other up. And
Amen.
maybe
Absolutely.
some women are a little big, but maybe she have a beautiful eye. You can say, oh, you have so beautiful eyes. Be
I
nice
just
to each other.
I just met because I go out. We go out and shoot pool every so often, and I
Aha, we
just
do. We
I
do.
just met another young lady,
Yeah.
and she's got the darkest hair, beautiful green eyes. I mean, beautiful green eyes. She is so pretty,
Yeah.
and she's so down on herself because the guy that she was dating, he was really jealous of her looks, always beating her down, and
Yeah.
to the point
I
that
don't
she,
know.
that she just didn't know how beautiful she really is. I mean, her
Exactly.
confidence were in the garbage.
Yeah,
They were
like
in the
mine.
garbage.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her, that she had to go through all of that. Um, but she is really a beautiful person, and she is definitely, she's pretty as she can be. And we spent the whole night, my girlfriends, our better halves and everything, we're all shooting pool and stuff. And that's the one thing I can say about the group that I hang in, is none of us are jealous of each other. We just, it's not there. We don't need it, right? We build each other up, not tear each other down.
Yeah.
That's the way friends supposed
Right.
to be.
I have very low self-esteem. I was married, with who? I was young, Pregan. I was 18 years. I have never heard about Islam. And he was not dark. He was white, but he was Muslim. And every day for 12 years, I was listening to. I took the beating, but the psychology was worth every day. I was taking so long down in my self-esteem. I have never coming up again. But it doesn't matter. I don't want any man. And I am a lonely wolf because I don't believe in people, prayer garden. I have been so much disappointed. And I am also a little bit scared about girlfriend because they want to go out and I am not drinking alcohol and I don't go to a nightclub. I don't like this kind of life.
I don't drink either. Miss Norway. I don't touch
No,
alcohol at all.
not
Um,
either.
and I still have a good time. And
Yeah,
if anyone in our group, you know, looks like they need a ride home,
yeah,
um, you know, then either they ride with me, and somebody else
yeah.
takes their car and we drop them off,
That's
or
perfect.
they'll, maybe if it's a guy,
Yeah,
then he'll ride with my new boyfriend, and then I'll take that person's car and drive it. We'll take them home, get them inside, right?
Yeah.
And we look out for one another. We look out for each other,
Yeah.
and
You
that's
know,
what
I
you're supposed to
never
do.
ask you about private question. You know, I never do.
Oh,
That
absolutely
is my
not.
first respect. But I was listening when you said you have a boyfriend, and I was, yes.
Yes.
And you say this one is a keeper. And now, you know what? I
Yes.
was crying. I was so happy because here you are every night working for children. You are a single mother. You are a widow. And I was so happy. Is it true, Prayer Garden?
Just up until June. I'm only single
Oh,
till June.
you are
Right?
newly in love. Oh,
So
I am so happy for you, my friend.
yeah,
Congratulations.
I
He better
appreciate
treat you
that.
right.
He does.
PT, can you put that photo of Summer in that milk jug up there?
I don't know if I have. I'll check see if I got that in content, hon. I'm not sure if I do or I
Okay.
don't. Let me take a look. Um, um, I can't find it, girl. I can't find it.
Okay, because there was several of them that looked like they were like photoshopped.
There was now that's true. There was different ones going around, and some
Yeah.
were photoshopped. That's truth. That's truth.
Right.
So
Because in the original photo that they had took, her lips and her fingernails were like a purplish looking color. And she looked like she wasn't getting no oxygen or she was already dead.
now I looked at the original one. That actually came out off of Candace's site, right? And it was the
Mm.
original. And no, around her mouth was blue. Her fingernails did look a little dirty. The one thing that bugged me in that photo, was she looked like maybe, I don't know if it was a shadow from, the sun, or the way she was positioned, but she looked like she might have had a bruise on one side of her head, right?
Yeah.
She looked like she may have had a bruise on one side of her head by her temple. Now I know if you hit someone in the temple, you can kill them, right? You can kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, there's just certain points, certain points over the body that is like in some instant, and some, some could take time. To do the person in.
Right.
I know a boy one time, I've known people that's been hit in the head with bricks, right? They go to the hospital, they get stitches. I know a boy that got hit in the head with a pebble, and he, a couple of days later, he died.
Yeah.
So, it just,
Right.
Too much bleeding.
you think somebody getting hit in the head with a pebble ain't going to kill them, right? But it did.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is, you just don't know. I'm telling you, everything's ran by God, right? Everything,
Right.
God controls all.
Yeah.
We control nothing. When your time's up, you're getting called. It is just what it is, right? I'm not saying that people, don't get took out of this world prematurely. I truly believe they do. You know, when evil people decide to do an evil act against another human, that wasn't God. That was that evil human.
Yeah.
Right? That took that person
Right.
out. And and that's what obsessed me so much about these children is these children were our future. They did have life left in them to live, and many years of it, as far as we know. And they should have been allowed to live it. I think that anyone that takes another human's life should be locked away in prison for life. I mean,
Yeah.
it should be
You're
an
right.
eye for an eye,
Eye
right?
for an eye. Yeah, eye
And
for an eye.
and I think that their life should be taken away exactly the way they have destroyed someone else's. They destroyed their life forever. Your life is destroyed as well forever. You have no right to play God. You have no right to take another human's life away from them. That is not
So many people in
acceptable.
Norway are angry. Norway life is only 15 years.
Well, I think that people, if people understood that, not a life term, as in, court appointed, but life as you will live and die in prison. You're not
Yeah.
ever getting out. I
Yeah.
think we'd have a lot less people killing people, right?
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
now they know what the punishment is, and they're not ever getting out. And if they were brutal, and to the person, like brutally done that, where it was going to cause that person, so tortured them before, taking them out, then I think at that point they should just be, and I don't agree with the death penalty at all,
I
because
don't.
I believe
I
that
don't.
the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away. But,
Yeah.
if they're that horrible of a human
What
being,
I think
maybe they should be sent
people, I think
on out
people,
of here,
if you can prove that people have done something very bad to a child or to an older people or to a handicapped people who can't defend themselves, I think maybe the death penalty, but I don't like the death penalty
Right.
because I believe it's only God who can take life and give life. But
God knows
people,
what's best for the human. He don't
I
do
am
what's
so
best for us.
tired of all these people are killing the children, and we are, I say, we are so sorry for them because they have Basel depression. You know, uh, what do you think about that? I also have depression after I birth my children, but I never want to kill them. I don't understand this.
I don't either.
There is so many women who are killing their children now.
I think that, I think what we have to do is stop letting people use mental issues to get
Yeah,
away with
I
doing heinous, evil things. If you do it and you didn't know better, well, you damn sure should have known. And
yeah,
you know what? And here's the thing. If I was a judge in a courtroom, you can trust and believe, you will know from then on, right? Because your ass will be locked up to think about it for the rest of your
yeah,
life. It doesn't matter. And then that'll teach another woman to not think she can use this, mental thing to do her
exactly.
kids in. You know what I'm saying? Nobody
Exactly.
gets that crazy. And if you're, and not only that, but if you're not thinking right, then you've got enough brains to call 911 and let them know that you need to get somebody out there and help because you're not thinking, normal, and you don't want to do anything, drastic,
Exactly.
that you need help, and they will be there to help you.
That show
Um,
you that they
you
want to
know,
help the children.
I mean,
They want to
do not
because
have to. Exactly. Anyone that carries out such a heinous act as these people are doing, you damn fucking knew what you were doing. You knew what you was doing, and you knew it was wrong, and you still did it. That's on you.
Yes.
And in my book, you need to go to prison for the rest of your life if you are a threat to society, because if you kill one person, you'll kill a million. You just don't care to kill. So you are a dangerous human being that should not be around any human beings, right?
Right.
No. That.
And that's what I'm
another
saying.
thing, PG, if you look at that photo of Summer real close, even my husband told me that it looked like Summer's neck had been broken.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Which photo with the milk carton?
I don't.
Yeah, with her sleeping on the milk jugs. And the milk jugs, they don't even have any dates on them.
If that was the case, she would have been a lot. Trust me, you would have known if that was the case. Absolutely.
Right, because her neck would have been swollen.
A cadaver dog would have been all over that vehicle. I don't care what you do; they'd have been all over. You could have poured a whole box of pepper in there, baby powder, whatever. You would not have messed that scent up, because that's the scent that envelopes the whole entire vehicle from front to back.
Did they even run a search dog through that car at all?
Oh, I'm sure they did.
Oh, I think they have gone through everything.
I'm sure they
through everything. Yeah.
You know.
Over and over again. And also what I'm thinking about Donald, he said he was so sure he was abducted. Of course he was not abducted. Who is going up there? And they will fall because the hill is very
steep.
Steep, yeah. And why did he say that? Because he knew she was gone. And now he said an angel come to him and tell him this thing. Before on Chris McDonald, he say another thing. He told me, Chris McDonald, he always felt something is going to happen to Summer. On Chris McDonald, he said, I have always felt that something would happen to Summer, so I always tell Candace to take really good care of her. So this man is so dangerous because why? When you're talking to him, he's so convincing because he's a career criminal. And he gained the trust of a woman very fast. But he is so good and manipulated, but he can never manipulate me. He's a very evil man who is married to a woman because he know he can use her for everything.
Yep.
And I don't think he loves her at all. I think he's going to buy a hooker sometime, and he also has said, I also saw he wanted something with Cher, and he, a little bit here, a little bit there. This man want Candace because she know too much. So he know if he's walking out on her, she can tell. And that's why he cannot do too much to her, because she have the power, because she know what he have done. I don't believe it is only her, because Donald have the last word. I am sure of that. He have the last word about the children and about everything.
Oh, yeah.
He is ruling the home, not Candace. And I know she is. have a big mouth when she is drinking and everything, but I don't think she have hurt the children. Before I was thinking, now I am not. Maybe she's punching them and like this, but not kill them intentionally.
Right.
So if I am looking crazy in the middle of the night,
Exactly. You know,
I
I
don't know
just
how they can live with themselves. I really don't. I just do not know how they can live with themselves knowing that somebody's gone like that.
oh, did he actually say? Did Donald say he loved Pamela still? Oh my God!
I haven't heard that one, but
The woman was writing her. She said Donald said he loved Pamela still. Okay. With the 15 children. What is these people? Where do they find these people? It's very interesting. Yeah, Candace just want to be loved. That's true.
and you know, yeah, it was Donald. It was actually Donald in here last night
Yeah.
under Candace's name.
hello.
And he
What?
did say
I'm gonna jump off of the thing
And you
so I
was
can talk
talking to
my
her,
son
Prayer
real quick.
Garden. It was him who say I have to go now. Goodbye.
he said he loved Pam. He said he was still in love with Pam. You know, what does that tell
Oh.
Candace?
He probably is.
He's so sick.
I wouldn't doubt that, man. That whole family is sick, Miss Norway. That whole family is sick.
Yeah.
They have nothing but
Oh my God.
RSAs in that family.
Yeah.
Those people are sick.
And his father, you know, the father of Donald, he's also sick. He was letting this go on, and the mother also. There is something wrong with the stepmother. They was letting this go on in their home, and you know, it's so dirty. And the brother of Candace and the brother of Candace, he was so sick he have to go to mental hospital for many years.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Yeah, many years. He was so taking advantage of children, incestuous. So
Wow.
it's terrible. What a family. But Prayer Garden, what can we do? I so much want Ronnie Lawson to listen to this. I just want them to take and pick them up and
The sooner the better, right?
Yeah.
The sooner the better. That's true.
And when the day goes, I think maybe they will never, and I get so sad because I really want justice for this baby. And I'm so proud of you.
Into chat.
And you know, I believe we will get justice. I believe, you know,
Yeah.
I believe Ronnie is going to do exactly what he said. You know, he said this case will not run cold. He will solve it. And I truly believe that. And I believe when he hears Don's slip of the lip there saying that, you know, it was intended, he's going to jump on this and he's going to interrogate him. They've been saying he has been. Well, this time they will be. And I don't think Ronnie's going to care much if the lawyers are there or not. He's going to pull him in there. He's going to want to know all about this one.
Thank
You
God
know,
for you.
and it came out the horse's mouth, so he has every right to do so, right? And I'm sure he will. Absolutely.
Thank God for you, Prayer Garden. You are really doing God's work. And I love it when you say, I am the new kind of Christian. But you know what? I know what you mean. Because many Christian people, they let them walk all over them. Because and I don't like that. That's why I think I like you, because I don't want to be. I have been put down enough in my life, and
Amen.
I don't
Amen.
want to be that anymore.
And we teach people how to treat us,
Yeah.
and we got, we got to demand that respect, because
Yeah.
people ain't going to they ain't going to just give it, and, I think one good turn deserves another. If you want to talk, you
Yeah.
want to talk down to me, then I will be glad to show you what it's like to be talked down to.
Yeah.
And then I will point out that, this is the way you are. This is the way you act. And this is the way you sound.
Exactly.
And all I'm doing is giving you a little back of the type of person you are. And, but if you want, I can give you a whole hell of a lot if that wasn't enough. These people have to learn that, if you're going to, if you think you can just say whatever you want to someone, you're going to bounce onto the wrong person, and you're going to find that you can't. No, you absolutely can't.
Exactly.
I don't like evil, because evil has no reason for anything they do except the fact they can. Well, by God, it's time for God's children to stand up and let them know, no, you can't. You can't, and you're not. And we will put your ass back in the dark where you crept your creepy ass out of, right?
Yeah.
You can just get right back in there.
My sister, one day I was listening to Siggy just a little bit. I don't want to get involved with the Siggy thing. It is what it is. And everybody has their opinion. But I was listening to you. She was playing some old stuff. You know something, Prayer Garden? We have forget so much from the beginning. And she was showing, Siki was showing, do you remember Jenna?
Oh, yeah.
Jenna, she was showing DMs between Jenna and Candace. And I remember, I remember that time, and Candace was so panicked in the message. She write, "Did you tell anybody that Don was home 3 o'clock?" And Jenna say to her, "No, but I told he was home 4:30 to 4." So in the beginning, Candace was telling Jenna that Don was home. He was home fast, and then he went back to work. But we have forget this thing because it's so long time ago. So I don't know if they meet up and they change somewhere in the car, and he was using maybe the trucker's car. I don't know.
I don't know. From what it sounds like to me, Don wasn't ever there. Maybe Candace was trying to place him there because she did the dirty deed.
Yeah.
And, and wanted to place him there because she knew that, or she thought she would be going down for doing what as he said right there. And, we all heard him just say, he knew that, what they had intended had been carried out. So it's a possibility, she didn't want to take all the downfall herself because, her and Grandis were indeed the ones that obviously executed whatever plan that had been made, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like they made it way in advance or had been talking it over anyway.
Yeah.
Down to the point that, it became real life.
But what are you still thinking about Grandis? What is your feeling about her?
I think there's a special place in hell for people like her.
Yeah.
Because I think when our children don't do what's right for their children, we are the angels are supposed to step up and make
Yeah.
sure that things get done right.
That's
You
true.
know, grandparents are second parents to our grandchildren.
Yes. Amen. Because many people are starting also to think that she didn't know anything. Of course she know. She lived there. She knew. So I believe they all know, all three of them. And I really actually believe maybe Ali and for because many people say so much people cannot know. But if all people is going down, it can happen like that.
And, yes, you're absolutely right. When you make a 911 call, you say, my daughter or my son is missing. I cannot find them. They're 5 years old. They're wearing such and such clothing. You know, I need help. Can you please send people out here to help me?
Yeah.
You know, I've looked here. You start naming the places that you have looked,
Yeah.
the places that other people are looking, that, and anything that someone might have seen or heard, like a vehicle or a certain person in the area.
Yeah.
I mean, you do all you can
Yeah.
on that phone. Now, people back in history didn't have the luxury to be able to be on a cell phone running around looking while speaking to law enforcement. They didn't have that luxury. But
No.
today we do. I mean, it used to be, you were stuck inside, the home attached to a cord and itching to get out there. Even if you've been out there, you feel like you're in prison and not able to really do much about it. But see, today there's so much other,
Yeah.
you got all this convenience. And, Candace she could have been searching for her daughter at the same time she's talking to law enforcement. But, that ain't the way she was doing it, right? And not only that, but who stays on the phone with she called Donald at 6:08, right? To tell him
Yeah.
about Summer. And I would say about 6:14, law enforcement should have been being called. They should have been called within 4 or 5 minutes, right? Of them speaking on the phone. They were not called for almost 20 minutes before law enforcement's phone call came through. What the hell were they talking about
Yeah.
for 20 minutes when they've got a missing child?
Yes.
You ain't got time.
And you always told me when you was talking to Donald, he was always cutting out someplace in the road. He cannot
Exactly.
talk. But that
Exactly.
day he say he talked to Candace all the way home.
There's no way. If you're not on the other side, if you're not already on the other side of that cutout, then it will cut out.
Yeah.
I mean, it will completely knock you off. And I don't understand that either.
I don't like Ali, but the Leslie that she took care of Hunter till she died. And, I did like Leslie a little bit. I did. And she was honest. I don't know honest, but I didn't know her. But, and she was actually saying that she believed there was something done. And also, no, I remember what I want to say. She said the night Candace lost Summer, she was Skyping. They could see her, and she was playing with her hat. She was drinking. If Ali have said this thing, I wouldn't believe it, because Ali is lying too much. But Leslie say to him, Chris McDonough, I was here and I was looking at it and talking to her, and I was hearing it. You think when little Summer Angel disappeared, she was in the kitchen, she was playing with a hat, and she said, I don't want to talk to the fucking police.
Right.
And Leslie said she was shocked because she didn't want even to talk. She said, my mother can take care of them and talk to them. She is a beast, this Candace, what she's doing like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just going in the kitchen and drinking and playing with her hat. And Leslie actually listened into that phone call. She wasn't afraid.
That's true.
So this is terrible. This is so sad that they didn't care. But Donald, he really scares me. I am so scared for you because I am scared that he will manipulate you again.
He didn't manipulate me the first
That he
time.
will come near to you, near you in the way that he can hurt you. Please be careful.
Cromwell's gets manipulated. He
Yeah.
only people that get manipulated are people that that don't know what they're dealing with. I knew from day one what I was dealing with. I knew I had God with me. I knew that God had led me into this for a reason. I don't know why. And I don't know why. And I told him that. I didn't know why. And but God led me into it.
Yeah.
I find for many different reasons, not just, for Summer, but I think that God's led me into this as well for, a lot of people, other people, because,
for many things.
For many things.
You
exactly.
Even help me with my thing. God, He have used you for so much.
Absolutely.
You even help me and think I am all the way in Norway, Prayer Garden. That is how God is working. I am all the way in Norway.
And I always trust in God, and I always trust that when He turns the page, He turns the page, right?
Yeah.
And, I'll be here. I'll be here for as long as He wants me here. And when He doesn't, I won't be there no more. I mean, I got to go where I got to go and do the things that, I'm called to do. I think that, as far as Summer's case goes, I think we pretty much hit on the truth now.
Yeah, but
I think Donald finally told it, and it's up to law enforcement now to prove it.
Yeah,
it's up to law enforcement now to prove it. I mean, I don't think it should be very hard because he's proved it to us, right?
Yeah,
and it came out of his own mouth. And if law enforcement wanted to prosecute him upon it, I think they very much could. Now the ball's in their court. It's not in ours. I will continue to keep Summer's pictures out here. I will continue to, fight for her case to be solved. I will continue to pressure and put pressure, where it needs to be to get things done for Summer's sake. But I think, I really do think we got the answer to what happened to Summer out of Donald's own mouth right there.
I hope so. But I am so scared that you will get burned out. Because this is a very sensible team, or it's about children, and it's so hard. I am so scared, worry you will get burned out because you are working so much.
That is very possible. I do cover other children if I feel Summer would want me to do so. There's some cases I didn't cover. Some cases, have come down the line that I didn't cover. Some of them I did. It's if I felt called to do it or not. is
Yeah.
how I work. Quentin's case, I was, it
Yeah.
it really attracted me, and
It was
I really thought that it was
terrible.
something that needed to be, that we needed to take heed in.
Yeah.
And
I love that
Yeah.
police chief. I love
I
him.
do too. I
Yeah.
love Georgia.
He
I love
is
Georgia's
so special.
police. I love
He was
Idaho.
crying. He was crying.
Yes, he definitely was.
What a beautiful
Absolutely.
man. He was beautiful. He was so sweet.
Um, little Quentin captured all of our hearts. I think that baby captured all. He was beautiful.
He was
He
so
was
beautiful.
just a beautiful child. That how
So
anyone could hurt such a beautiful little boy, such a happy, always a smile on his
Yeah.
face.
I know.
It's beyond me.
It's
beyond me.
too. You can be crazy if you start thinking about it because
Mm,
you actually want to hurt her.
right.
I think she looked like a demon, the mother.
I have, I have broke down. I have broke down many times with Summer, I know, and I broke down with baby Quentin
I do too.
a few times as well.
Yeah.
It is hard. It is when you really love these children and you really care,
Yeah.
it's hard to do what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do what we're doing.
Yeah. It is. It is. I will always be here to support you, and
Oh, I
love you
appreciate
so
that.
much.
Girl, I love you too. I love
Yeah.
you too. You
I
look
love you
so
so
tired, Miss Norway.
I
You look
am.
so tired. You need
I
to.
am so tired because I was going back and forth in sleep because I was all the day in the hospital.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you need to get some rest and take
I
care
love
of
you
yourself,
so
hon.
much. Please take care. And I'm so happy because you are a little bit standing up for Candace. You're not standing up for her because she was not a good mother. We must be honest, she was not. But I think he's so much older than her, and she have the brain of a teenager, and he's using that.
Well, I want Candace to know. I want Candace to know her options in all of this. I think she has a right to know her options in all of this, right?
I think she's scared to death.
She's not going to get no time for Donald manipulating her and pushing her into doing something while he had alibis. He admitted right there this was his plan, not Candace's. And
Yeah.
Candace can get immunity. She can get on the right track, and she can, get her children back if she wanted. And she could get, as I said, a lot of money. She could get a lot of money to
You know
to
why
live
I
on
think
for
she
many
won't get
years,
immunity?
right?
Because I think
She does
Donald.
not need Donwells.
No, I don't think she will get immunity because I think Donald have make sure of she have the dirty hand and he
It
have the
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what yeah, he manipulated her into doing it.
yeah.
But if she goes in and she tells, if she was to go in and tell, she wouldn't be the one to go to jail. He would. The law enforcement can give you immunity if they want to. If they want
Yeah,
to,
they
they
want to.
can, to solve the case, they can give one person or the other immunity.
Yeah.
Candace
That
could get
is
immunity.
if she give them the body.
Well, she will get immunity because we heard him admit that it was his plan and it was carried out, right? I mean, that says he is all, he was the orchestrator of everything. She just felt pressured to do what he had pressured her into doing. And so, yes, he's got her believing that she is going to prison too, but
Yeah.
that's not the case. That's not the case at all.
No.
He's the one that will go to prison, not her. And as I said, with all her disabilities and everything, she will get Social Security off of him because she's married to him, and all the children will as well. And she won't need no money. I mean, she'll have tons of it, right? She'll have tons of it.
I think he got,
Actually, she'll be getting around $4,000 or $5,000 a month to live on.
it's a lot. Yeah.
I don't think Dawn's giving her $4,000 or $5,000 a month right now.
No. And I think she have to ask for every single penny she gets.
Exactly.
And also, I think he get her so destroyed in the self-esteem,
right,
that she is thinking she's not worth anything other than him. He have her thinking like that she really need him because nobody else love her.
Hey, she did 8 months. She did 8 months without him.
Yeah.
She did fine. And I think she could continue to go on without him. And I think that Candace can. I think that Candace can find someone to be a lot better to her than he ever was.
I am
and
thinking
she really don't need nobody. She's got her children. She don't need anything else, right?
He did have 8 months alone, but I think Donald was phoning her a lot. Why? Because he was scared that she would tell anything. So he was checking her every day. I am sure of it. He was always checking her because I think he was so scared that she would say something.
And that's why he don't And that's why he don't want her talking now.
Yeah,
absolutely. I tried to talk
He's
to
not
him,
allowed.
and he won't let you. He won't let.
I
He
know.
wants to control it all.
You
He
will
wants
be
to control it all.
perfect.
And you know what? June 15th, 2021, he might have had alibis, but he was still controlling it all that day too. He admitted it. He admitted it. So I hope law
Candace
enforcement
would
does
be
what needs to be done.
Candace would have so good to be talking to you for a while because you are so good with human being and you could be her mentor, but he is destroying it. I promise you, if you have Candace alone in 1 month, you would have helped her a lot. But that is only a dream.
Right.
So I won't take your time. I want you to kiss your children for me, and I love you so much. I am sorry I was tired, but I haven't slept for some days because I have so much pain, prayer God.
You go get rest.
Yeah.
You get some rest.
Yeah.
Norway.
I have to go with my daughter today to some psychiatrist, so I have to just relax a little bit and I have to go with her.
We're going to pray for you. We're going to pray for you.
Thank you. I pray for you too. I love you so much, my sister. And thank you for always fighting for what is right.
God bless. That's what we're here for, right?
God bless you. And God bless all the good women and men in the chat. You have a good army behind you.
Amen. And
but we have to take care of our leader. And the leader is you, my mentor. I love you.
I love
Thank
you
you,
too.
sister. Bye.
Bye-bye. She is such a blessing. She is such a blessing. I love her so much. I definitely love her. Yeah. Let's definitely keep those prayers going up for her. Through Jesus' blood we are saved. Through his stripes we are healed. Miss Norway, just believe. Just believe, hon, that God's with you. He does love you. Jesus is right there. Reach out, touch him. Let him know that you're healed through his stripes, and you shall be healed. Please just have faith. That's all it takes, right? That's all it takes to just know. The Bible says whatever we ask for, we truly believe that we have already received it. It shall be done. I believe. I believe. God is good. right? Awesome. Most powerful. There's nothing God can't do. So I believe. In the name of Jesus. Amen. All right, everybody. Keep those prayers going up for Summer, too. Please keep those prayers going up for her. I know this is all getting pulled to the light. I hope this video gets Ronnie Lawson's attention. And I hope he does what needs to be done. Right? I hope he brings them in and he interrogates them the way that they've been accusing him of doing anyway. Because they need it. Don Wells admitted out of his own mouth. Right? Out of his own mouth. I didn't take that as, you know, a warning like he was trying to say. No, that was a confession. And he slipped his lip. Right? He slipped his lip there. Busted himself. He busted his own self. He said what was intended had come to pass. Right? What he intended. That means what happened to this baby was premeditated. God forgive them. Right? God forgive them. God forgive them. That's horrible. All right, everybody. I'm going to play Summer's song out of here. Please pray for one another as well. Please pray for one another as well. I know none of us know what everyone needs, but God does. So in the name of Jesus, just ask God to answer all of our prayers. And I'm sure he will. In the name of his son, Jesus Christ. Keep them prayers going up, everyone. Keep them going up. Good night. Much love, everybody.